You're standing in line at a coffee shop, lost in thought. Someone behind you, busy with their phone, accidentally bumps into you, jostling your shoulder. "Oh," you hear yourself say, turning around immediately. "I'm so sorry." The person barely looks up, mumbles, "It's fine," and you both turn back around. A simple, harmless interaction. But let's replay that moment. They bumped into you. You were the one who was jostled, yet you were the one who apologized. Why? Why do we say sorry for taking up space? Why do we apologize when someone else makes a mistake? Why do we feel the need to apologize for our very existence in moments that absolutely do not call for it? If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. This is the reflex of the chronic apologizer. It's the sorry whispered when you need to ask a question. The sorry offered when you're feeling emotional. The sorry you type in an email when you're just following up. This isn't politeness. Politeness is intentional and situation appropriate. This is a psychological tic, a deeply ingrained behavioral script that runs on autopilot, often leaving you feeling small, unseen, and slightly ashamed without even knowing why. For many people, the word sorry is not an admission of wrongdoing. It is a shield. It's a preemptive strike against potential conflict. It's a way of saying, please don't be angry with me. Please don't think I'm a burden. Please don't reject me. Today, we are not here to judge this habit. We are here to understand it. We are going deep into the hidden psychology of the people who constantly apologize. We will uncover the root causes, explore the profound impact it has on your life, and, most importantly, discover the compassionate, practical strategies to break the cycle. This isn't just about changing a word. It's about reclaiming your space, your confidence, and the true power of your own voice, because you deserve to exist without apologizing for it. To understand the chronic apologizer, we must first accept a fundamental truth. This behavior is not a character flaw. It is a learned coping mechanism. It is a symptom, not the disease. The behavior was created by a set of experiences, and like any learned behavior, it can be unlearned. The origins of this reflex are complex and multi-layered, often starting so early in our lives that we mistake them for parts of our personality. Let's begin with the most common root, low self-esteem and the burden complex. At the core of the over-apologizer is often a quiet, pervasive feeling of being too much or not enough. It's the sense that your needs, your thoughts, and your very presence are an inconvenience to others. When you operate from this baseline, every interaction is filtered through a lens of potential annoyance. You feel like a burden. Think about it. When you need to ask your boss for a clarification, your first instinct isn't, I need this information to do my job. It's, oh God, I'm bothering them. They're so busy. And so the email begins. So sorry to bother you, but when you simply walk into a room where people are talking, you might say, sorry, just grabbing my keys. You are apologizing for committing the crime of existing in a shared space. This burden complex means you are constantly trying to minimize yourself. You make yourself smaller physically, verbally, and emotionally to avoid taking up what you perceive to be too much space. The apology is the sound of that shrinking. It's a verbal attempt to smooth over the imposition of your existence. This feeling of worthlessness is a heavy load to carry. It dictates that others' time, comfort, and emotional states are inherently more valuable than your own, so you apologize. You apologize for your needs, you apologize for your questions, you apologize for not being perfect. It is a constant, exhausting performance of self-effacement. The second root is deeply intertwined with the first: anxiety and extreme conflict avoidance. For a person with high-functioning anxiety, the world is a minefield of potential conflicts. A simple change in someone's tone of voice, a delayed text message, a moment of silence, all can be interpreted as signs of impending anger or disappointment. In this heightened state of alert, the word sorry becomes your primary tool of de-escalation. But here's the crucial part. You are not de-escalating a real conflict. You are trying to de-escalate a potential one. You are apologizing for a conflict that hasn't even happened, one that likely only exists in your mind. Let's say you're 5 minutes late to meet a friend. The reality is that your friend is probably just checking their phone, completely unbothered. The anxious perception is that your friend is furious, thinks you're disrespectful, and is reconsidering your entire friendship. So you don't just say, "Sorry I'm late, traffic was wild." You burst in with, "I am so sorry. I'm the worst. You must be so angry. I completely messed up." You are apologizing not for the lateness, but for the anger you assume they are feeling. Sorry is used as a shield. It's a peace offering. It's a desperate attempt to neutralize any negative emotion before it can be directed at you. People who fear conflict and rejection have learned that "I'm sorry" is the fastest way to make the scary feeling go away. It's a quick fix, a release valve for social tension. The problem? You are constantly living on the defensive, reacting to threats that aren't there. And in doing so, you inadvertently cast the other person in the role of the aggressor. You are, in effect, managing their emotions for them, a job that is both impossible and profoundly draining. This brings us to the deepest, most powerful root, the one that lays the foundation for all the others: childhood conditioning. We are not born apologizing. We are taught. This pattern often begins in a home environment where a child was made to feel responsible for the emotional state of their caregivers. Imagine a child with a volatile, unpredictable, or emotionally immature parent. When that parent is upset, angry, or depressed, the child's brain, in its desperate need for safety and attachment, scrambles to find a reason. And since a child is inherently egocentric, their conclusion is simple. It must be my fault. If I were quieter, if I were better behaved, if I didn't need anything, then mummy wouldn't be sad, or then daddy wouldn't be angry. In this environment, "I'm sorry" becomes a tool for survival. Saying sorry might have been the only way to end the parent's silent treatment. It might have been the magic phrase to stop the yelling. It might have been the only way to receive a crumb of affection. The child learns a powerful, life-altering lesson. My job is to manage the feelings of those around me. My safety depends on my ability to be small, compliant, and apologetic. This conditioning can also come from caregivers who were overly critical. Every spilled glass of milk was met with, "Why are you so clumsy?" Every B on a report card was, "Why wasn't this an A?" When you are constantly blamed for things outside your control or for simple human errors, you internalize a sense of being fundamentally at fault. You develop a core belief that you are, by default, in the wrong. Fast forward 20 or 30 years. You are now an adult. Your boss points out a typo in a report. Logically, you know this is a minor correction, but your nervous system doesn't. It remembers. It floods with the same childhood fear of being bad or wrong. And before you can even think, the words fly out. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I don't know how I missed that. I'm so sorry. You are no longer an adult responding to a boss. You are a child apologizing for your existence to a parent. This is the core memory of the chronic apologizer. It is a deeply embedded survival strategy that has long outlived its original purpose. We're about to go even deeper into the psychology of this habit, exploring how it links to trauma and our sense of self. If this is resonating with you, if you feel understood and you want to continue exploring the complexities of the human mind, this is a great time to subscribe to our channel. We create content just like this every week to help you understand yourself and the world better. Click that subscribe button and let's continue this journey together. When these roots, low self-worth, anxiety, and childhood conditioning are left unexamined, they metastasize. The habit evolves from a simple reflex into a core part of your identity. This is where we enter a deeper, more damaging psychological territory. Let's talk about the trauma response and imposter syndrome. For some, over-apologizing isn't just a bad habit. It's a symptom of post-traumatic stress. In backgrounds of abuse, be it emotional, verbal, or physical, the victim learns to fawn. Fawning is a trauma response, just like fight, flight, or freeze. It's the attempt to placate an abuser by being as agreeable, helpful, and non-threatening as possible. Apologizing is a primary fawning behavior. You apologize for their anger. You apologize for making them upset. You apologize to survive. Years later, even in safe environments, your nervous system remains hypervigilant. A slightly raised voice from a colleague, a critical comment from a partner, it all triggers the same fawn response. I'm sorry becomes an involuntary shield, an echo of a time when that phrase was essential to your safety. This leads directly to what we call imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. It's the feeling that you are a fraud, and at any moment you will be found out. How does the over-apologizer experience this? You get a promotion. Your first thought isn't, I earned this. It's, they must have made a mistake. You feel an incredible, crushing guilt. You feel like you've stolen the position from someone more deserving. And so you apologize. You diminish your achievements. When someone congratulates you, you say, oh, I just got lucky. When you're in a high-level meeting, you apologize for asking questions. Sorry, this might be a stupid question, but you are apologizing for being in the room. The sorry is a subconscious admission of the fraud you believe you are. It's a way to manage the intense anxiety of being found out. You're essentially saying, I know I don't belong here, so please don't be too harsh on me when you realize it. This is the true, insidious danger of the chronic apology, the impact. It feels harmless in the moment. A little sorry here, a little sorry there. What's the big deal? The big deal is that every time you apologize for something that is not your fault, you are sending a powerful message to two groups of people, everyone else and yourself. To everyone else, you are teaching them how to treat you. When you constantly apologize, you are effectively volunteering to take the blame. You are positioning yourself as the one who is wrong, the one who is less than. You are signaling that your boundaries are weak and your confidence is low. This, unfortunately, can attract the wrong kinds of people. It can make you a target for manipulators who will happily let you take the fall. But even more commonly, it just confuses well-meaning people. Your boss might start to think you are incompetent. Your friends might start to find your lack of confidence draining. You are unintentionally eroding their respect for you. But the damage you do to others pales in comparison to the damage you do to yourself. This is the most important part. With every unnecessary apology, you are reinforcing your own negative self-belief. You are taking a tiny psychological hammer and tapping away at the foundation of your own self-worth. You are training your brain over and over that you are a burden, that you are incompetent, that you are someone who should be sorry. Language does not just reflect reality, it creates it. When your internal monologue and external vocabulary are saturated with apologies, you are actively constructing a reality in which you are small, burdensome, and perpetually at fault. The word sorry literally means full of sorrow. Do you really want to be full of sorrow for asking for a glass of water, for having an opinion, for being bumped into in a coffee shop? The habit becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you apologize, the less confident you feel. The less confident you feel, the more you apologize. It is a vicious downward spiral. This is the stake. This is why we must break the cycle. So, how do we begin? How do we unlearn a behavior that has been our shield for decades? This is not a journey of aggression. We are not going to ban the word sorry. A sincere apology for a genuine wrongdoing is a sign of immense strength and character. We are not discarding the tool. We are learning to stop misusing it. This process is one of mindfulness, compassion, and substitution. It begins not with a bang, but with a whisper. Step 1. The awareness click. You cannot change a habit you are not aware of. For the next 3 days, your only job is to become a detective. Your mission is to observe, not to judge. Carry a small notebook, use a notes app on your phone, or simply make a mental tally. Every time you say, "I'm sorry," just notice it. Mark it down. At the end of the day, look at your list. You will likely be shocked. You'll see "sorry, you go first" at a doorway. You'll see "sorry" when you had to sneeze. You'll see "sorry" when you gave a perfectly valid opinion in a meeting. Again, the goal here is not shame. Shame is the fuel that feeds the apology cycle. The goal is data. You are simply gathering intelligence on your own reflex. This act of pure observation is powerful. It creates the first tiny sliver of space between the impulse and the action. That space is where your power lies. Step 2. The pause and analyze. Now that you are aware of the impulse, you are going to actively use that tiny sliver of space you created. When you feel the word "sorry" rising in your throat, your new instruction is to pause, just for 1 second. That's all it takes. In that 1 second pause, you are going to ask yourself 2 lightning-fast questions. 1. Did I actually do something wrong here? 2. Is an apology genuinely required? Let's practice. You're in a meeting and you want to ask a question. The sorry impulse fires. Pause. 1. Did I do something wrong? No, I'm here to contribute. 2. Is an apology required? No. Action. You open your mouth and say, I have a question about that last point. Or, could you clarify what you mean by? Someone asks you for a favor you cannot do, the sorry impulse fires. Pause. 1. Did I do something wrong? No, I'm setting a perfectly reasonable boundary. 2. Is an apology required? No, but empathy is. Action. You say, I can't take that on right now, or my schedule is full, so I'll have to pass. This pause is a form of cognitive rewiring. You are, for the first time, consciously intercepting the automated script. You are moving from the reactive, fearful child brain to the logical, grounded adult brain. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel blunt. It might even feel rude. This is a phantom feeling. It is the echo of your old conditioning. You are not being rude. You are being clear. You are not being aggressive. You are being assertive. Step 3. The language swap. This is the most powerful and transformative step. You now have awareness, and you have the pause. Now, you need a new script to replace the old one. The chronic apology often comes from a good place, a desire to be perceived as considerate and empathetic. We don't want to lose that. We simply want to express it with a language of confidence, not of guilt. The secret? Swap guilt for gratitude. Instead of sorry, say thank you. This simple linguistic shift is a psychological game changer. It reframes the entire interaction from negative to positive. It moves you from a position of burden to a position of appreciation. Let's see it in action. You are 10 minutes late. Instead of, I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm terrible, you say. Thank you so much for your patience. The first statement burdens the other person with your guilt. The second one validates their time and acknowledges them. You are venting to a friend about a bad day. Instead of, I'm so sorry, I'm just dumping all my problems on you. I'm sorry for complaining. You say, thank you for listening. It really means a lot to me that I can talk to you. The first one dismisses your own feelings and your friend's kindness. The second one affirms the strength of your friendship. You need to ask for help. Instead of, I'm so sorry to bother you, I know you're busy, but I have a quick question. You say, I really value your expertise on this. Is now a good time for a quick question? The first one positions you as an annoyance. The second one positions you as respectful and complimentary. Let's look at more swaps. Instead of, sorry to bother you, try, excuse me, do you have a moment? Instead of, sorry, I didn't catch that, try, could you please repeat that? Instead of, sorry, I don't understand, try, could you explain that in a different way? Instead of, sorry, I disagree, try, I see it differently, or, from my perspective. This is not just semantics. This is a profound shift in your personal power. When you say, thank you, you hold your ground. You acknowledge the other person's contribution without diminishing your own. You express grace and confidence simultaneously. When you stop apologizing for your needs and start thanking people for meeting them, your entire world changes. You teach people that you are a person of value, and more importantly, you teach yourself. The journey from I'm sorry to thank you is not linear, it is a practice. There will be days when you fall back into old habits, when sorry slips out 20 times before breakfast. That's okay. This is not another thing to be perfect at. This is not another reason to feel guilty. The goal is not perfection, it's awareness. Every time you catch yourself, every time you make the pause, every time you successfully swap your language that is a victory, you are rewiring a lifetime of conditioning. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate. And we want to hear from you. This is a shared experience. What is your language swap? What phrases have you found helpful to replace "I'm sorry"? Or perhaps, what's the one situation where you always catch yourself apologizing? Share your story in the comments below. Reading them not only helps us, but it helps create a community of people who are all on this same journey. Let's learn from each other. An apology is a sacred and powerful tool. It is meant for moments of genuine wrongdoing. It is how we repair breaches of trust. It's how we own our mistakes, show remorse, and make amends. When you apologize for stepping on someone's foot, for breaking a promise, or for losing your temper, the apology has weight. It has meaning. But when you use it as conversational filler, when you use it to apologize for your own existence, you dilute its power. You take this profound tool of human connection and turn it into a meaningless tick. By saving your sorry for when it truly matters, you don't just reclaim your own confidence, you restore the integrity of the apology itself. So, here is your new script. Your space is deserved. Your voice is valid. Your needs are legitimate. You do not need to apologize for being here. You are not a burden. You are a participant. Start small. Start today. The next time someone bumps into you, try a radical experiment. Pause, breathe, and say nothing at all.